Start by gathering all the pieces needed for the assembly of your new G55. Get the vehicle body out and turn it upside down. Next, locate the hardware bag and you'll find two sizes of Phillips head screws. There'll be some with smaller heads and larger heads. It might be a good idea to go ahead and separate these. The larger head type screws will be used later on in assembly. Locate the rear support bracket for the rear bumper. This simply snaps in to fit. And then use the 6 supplied smaller head Phillips screws to secure it. Next, simply snap in the front support bracket. This may take a little moving around to get it in correctly. Then install the supplied 6 Phillips head small size screws to secure it. Then locate the side step type brackets for the vehicle. This will require 6 of the small Phillips head screws also. Do the same for both sides. Now it's time to install the front wheel assembly. Simply pop the center cap out of the wheel, maybe using a screwdriver. Then slide a metal washer on the inside, followed by the wheel assembly, then another metal washer, and then a nylon lock nut. This will need to be tightened up. Once you tighten it, make sure the wheel turns freely. Do this for both sides. Next, it's time to do the same for the rear wheel. Pop the center cap out. Be sure to be gentle not to break it. On the rear wheel, you'll install the hex-shaped hub, and this requires 3 of the small Phillips head screws. Next, simply slide the rear wheel on, then install a metal washer, and then the nylon lock nut. Be sure to tighten, but don't over tighten. Do this also for both wheels. Next, turn the vehicle back up on its wheels. Now it's time to hook up the power system. If there's a plastic protective cap on the battery post, go ahead and remove it. Next, locate the red battery wire and simply snap it onto the battery terminal. Then locate the steering wheel and simply remove the machine nut from the inside of the steering wheel. Connect the 3-wire cable, and then gently, as you're feeding the cable into the upper steering wheel, slide it onto the steering rod. Then simply slide the machine screw back through, hold in the lock nut, and tighten with a Phillips screwdriver. Now it's a good idea to go ahead and test the vehicle functions. Locate the ignition keys, power on the ignition, Then make sure the vehicle's on RC mode. Install the batteries in the remote. Get the remote and press the small car select button. Hold this down for about 10 to 20 seconds, and what it will do is actually bind to the car. You will have to do this for the first time. Then test the remote functions. If they don't work, go ahead and hold the button down again for 10 to 20 seconds. When binded correctly, the wheel should turn with the remote and the steering wheel should work. Next, simply snap in the front windshield. Be gentle not to break it and make sure all the tabs are lined up. Then get the hood, make sure the front tabs are in, and then simply fit it down towards where the windshield is. Then install the two small Phillips screws to secure the hood and windshield. Then locate the clear light lenses that go on top of the hood area. These simply snap in. Be very careful when installing these because they are slightly fragile. Next, locate the leather seat cover and the seat. Simply stretch the leather down over the headrest first at the top. This may take a little bit of time, but it will work on eventually. And then simply put the plastic tab through the hole in the back of the leather piece. Next, secure the leather down over the front and bottom corners. And then go to the corner crease of the seat, grab the leather tab, and simply stretch it over and flip it over, and it should hold on fine. Next, install the back roll bar/window. This simply snaps in, but it may take a little work to snap it in correctly. Make sure all of the slots are lined up and be careful not to break any of the tabs. Next, it's time for the rear tire well assembly. This is where you'll need the larger head screws we put aside earlier. You'll install two of them, one on each side. It's very important to not over tighten these screws. Next, install the leather seat assembly. There's a black tab on the back of the seat that needs to line up with the back roll bar window piece. Next, install the two small supplied Phillips screws on each side. And last, install the wheel hubcaps. Do this for all four wheels. Now it's time to enjoy your new Mercedes G55 ride-on car. It's okay to test the functions and then be sure to charge the vehicle for the required time.